Which Caribbean island is secretly building the next Silicon Valley? Here's something you didn't see coming. Beneath the vibrant culture and stunning beaches of Jamaica and Trinidad lies a silent battle for tech supremacy. While the world has been dreaming of turquoise waters and carnival celebrations, these two nations have been quietly cultivating thriving digital landscapes that could reshape the global tech economy by 2030. The future of Caribbean technology isn't what you think, and one of these islands is poised to dominate. We're diving deep into their digital economies, uncovering the innovations, infrastructure, and strategies that will leave you wondering, who's truly winning this Caribbean tech showdown? Before we reveal the surprising contenders in this digital revolution, if you're fascinated by emerging economies and tech innovation, smash that subscribe button and help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Trust me, you won't want to miss what comes next. Let's forget everything we thought we knew about the Caribbean for just a moment. Yes, Jamaica and Trinidad are renowned for their rich cultural heritage, breathtaking landscapes, and vibrant tourism industries. But here's what's happening beneath the surface. These two nations are engaged in one of the most fascinating economic transformations of our time. They're not just competing for tourist dollars anymore. They're racing to become the technological heartbeat of the Caribbean, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Jamaica, with its population of nearly 3 million, and Trinidad and Tobago, home to about 1.4 million people, have traditionally been economic powerhouses in the region. Jamaica's economy has historically relied on tourism, bauxite mining, and agriculture, while Trinidad has been blessed with substantial oil and natural gas reserves. But here's where it gets interesting. Both nations have recognized something critical. Natural resources run out, tourism fluctuates, and the future belongs to those who can innovate in the digital space. So why does this matter to you? Why should anyone outside the Caribbean care about this tech rivalry? Because what's happening here is a blueprint for how small island nations can leverage technology to punch above their weight class in the global economy. We're talking about countries that could become major players in Fintech, business process outsourcing, software development, and digital services. International investors are paying attention. Tech giants are looking for their next development hubs, and the innovations emerging from these islands could influence how developing nations worldwide approach their digital transformations. This isn't just local news. This is about two nations rewriting their economic destinies, and the winner of this showdown could emerge as a genuine tech hub that rivals established centers in Latin America and beyond. The question isn't whether the Caribbean can compete in the global tech race. The question is, which of these two islands will lead the charge? Let's start our journey in Jamaica, where something remarkable is happening in the capital city of Kingston. Drive through the streets of New Kingston, and you'll find something unexpected among the historic buildings and bustling markets. A growing cluster of tech companies, innovation centers, and digital entrepreneurs who are transforming the island's economic landscape. Jamaica's tech revolution didn't happen overnight. It's been carefully cultivated through strategic government initiatives, private sector investment, and the harnessing of one of the island's greatest resources, its people. The Jamaican government has implemented special economic zones specifically designed to attract business process outsourcing companies. These zones offer tax incentives, streamlined regulations, and infrastructure support that have lured international companies to set up operations on the island. Contact centers, back-office operations, and IT services companies are choosing Jamaica not just for cost savings, but for the quality of talent and the business-friendly environment. But Jamaica's strategy goes deeper. The island isn't just content with being a service provider. Local entrepreneurs are building startups that are solving uniquely Caribbean problems with globally scalable solutions. In the fintech space, Jamaican innovators are developing mobile payment platforms that address the island's high unbanked population, creating digital wallets and remittance solutions that make financial services accessible to communities that traditional banks have overlooked. These aren't copycat solutions. They're innovations born from understanding local needs and applying cutting-edge technology to solve real problems. The tourism sector, Jamaica's traditional economic backbone, is also getting a tech makeover. Startups are creating sophisticated booking platforms, virtual reality experiences that showcase the island to potential visitors, and data analytics tools that help hotels and tour operators optimize their operations. One innovative company has developed an artificial intelligence system that predicts tourist behavior and preferences, allowing businesses to personalize experiences in ways that were previously impossible. This fusion of Jamaica's traditional strength in tourism with modern technology is creating entirely new economic opportunities. Now, let's talk about something that gives Jamaica a unique advantage: its diaspora. There are more than 3 million people of Jamaican descent living abroad, particularly in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Many of these individuals have built successful careers in technology, finance, and business. And here's the game changer. They're increasingly investing in Jamaica's tech sector, bringing not just capital but expertise, international connections, and mentorship to local entrepreneurs. This diaspora network acts as a bridge, connecting Jamaican startups to global markets, investors, and talent pools. It's a competitive advantage that money simply can't buy. Jamaica hasn't forgotten the foundation of any tech economy: human capital. The island has been aggressively expanding its IT training programs, partnering with international tech companies to provide certifications and skills development. Universities are revamping their computer science curricula. Coding boot camps are popping up in major cities, and there's a growing emphasis on STEM education at the primary and secondary levels. The government has partnered with private organizations to offer scholarships for tech education, ensuring that financial barriers don't prevent talented young Jamaicans from entering the digital economy. Infrastructure is critical, and this is where Jamaica has been making significant investments. Broadband penetration has been steadily increasing, with major telecommunications providers rolling out fiber optic networks across the island. Yes, there are still challenges, particularly in rural areas, but the trajectory is clear. Data centers are being established to provide local hosting options, reducing latency and costs for businesses. The government has made reliable internet access a priority, recognizing that connectivity is as essential to modern economic development as roads and electricity. Jamaica is also positioning itself as a destination for remote workers and digital nomads. New visa programs are making it easier for tech professionals from around the world to live and work from Jamaica for extended periods. Skilled developers, designers, and entrepreneurs can bring their international projects to the island, spending money in the local economy and potentially mentoring local talent. It's a strategy that leverages Jamaica's natural beauty and culture while building its reputation as a serious tech destination. The momentum is undeniable. Major international companies are taking notice, establishing operations in Jamaica not just for cost arbitrage, but because they recognize the quality of the workforce and the supportive business environment. From software development firms to customer service centers powered by artificial intelligence, Jamaica is building a diverse tech ecosystem that's creating thousands of jobs and generating hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue. However, Jamaica faces real challenges. Brain drain remains a concern, as talented Jamaicans are recruited by foreign companies offering salaries that local firms struggle to match. Infrastructure development, while improving, still lags behind developed nations. Access to venture capital for startups remains limited compared to major tech hubs. These are obstacles that Jamaica is actively working to overcome, but they're real barriers that could slow the island's tech ascent. Now, let's shift our focus south to Trinidad and Tobago, where a different but equally compelling tech story is unfolding. Trinidad's approach to building its digital economy is shaped by its unique economic position. This is a nation that has been blessed with substantial oil and natural gas reserves, resources that have provided significant wealth, but also created a dependency that leaders recognize is unsustainable in the long term. Here's where Trinidad's strategy gets fascinating. The government and private sector are deliberately using revenues from the energy sector to fund diversification into technology. It's a calculated pivot, taking wealth from finite natural resources and investing it into the infinite potential of human ingenuity and digital innovation. Trinidad is channeling funds into artificial intelligence research, robotics development, and cybersecurity, recognizing these as the high-value sectors that could define the 21st century economy. Trinidad has established innovation hubs and tech parks that are designed to be more than just office space. These are ecosystems where startups, established companies, researchers, and investors can collide, collaborate, and create. The University of the West Indies campus in Trinidad has become a hotbed of tech innovation, with university-led research centers focusing on everything from renewable energy technology to agricultural tech solutions that address food security challenges in the region. The government has implemented grant programs specifically targeting tech entrepreneurs, providing seed funding that helps startups move from concept to prototype to market. These aren't just handouts. They're strategic investments with mentorship components, business development support, and connections to potential customers and partners. Trinidad is building a culture of entrepreneurship in sectors beyond its traditional energy focus. Let's talk about geography. Trinidad sits just 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela, positioning it as a natural gateway between the Caribbean and South America. This isn't just a geographic curiosity. It's a strategic position that Trinidad is leveraging to become a regional tech leader. The island is developing partnerships with Latin American tech ecosystems, creating opportunities for Trinidadian companies to access larger markets and for international businesses to use Trinidad as a base for regional operations. Trinidad's energy sector expertise is proving valuable in unexpected ways. The island's engineers and technicians, who have spent decades managing complex oil and gas operations, are bringing that technical sophistication to new domains. Companies are developing advanced sensor technologies, data analytics platforms for industrial operations, and automation solutions that have applications far beyond the energy sector. It's a perfect example of how existing capabilities can be transferred to emerging industries. The cybersecurity sector deserves special attention. As digital infrastructure across the Caribbean expands, the need for robust cybersecurity has never been greater. Trinidad has recognized this opportunity and is positioning itself as a regional leader in cybersecurity services. Training programs are producing certified security professionals. Companies are developing security software and services, and the government is investing in cybersecurity infrastructure to protect its own digital systems while building expertise that can be exported. Trinidad has been strategic about attracting foreign direct investment in technology. The island offers competitive tax incentives for tech companies, streamlined business registration processes, and intellectual property protections that give innovators confidence their ideas will be safeguarded. Major international firms have established research and development operations in Trinidad, bringing capital, expertise, and global connections to the local tech ecosystem. But Trinidad's tech ambitions extend beyond traditional software and services. The island is investing in robotics and automation, recognizing these technologies' potential to increase productivity across multiple sectors. From manufacturing to agriculture to healthcare, Trinidad is exploring how robotics can address labor challenges and improve efficiency. Research centers are collaborating with international universities and companies, ensuring that Trinidad stays at the cutting edge of these rapidly evolving technologies. The island is also leveraging its multicultural population and connections to both the Caribbean and South Asian communities through its large Indo-Trinidadian population. These cultural bridges create unique networking opportunities, connecting Trinidad to tech ecosystems in India, a global technology powerhouse, while maintaining strong ties throughout the Caribbean and Americas. Trinidad has made significant investments in its digital infrastructure. High-speed internet is expanding, though like Jamaica, rural connectivity remains a challenge. The telecommunications sector is competitive, driving innovation and keeping costs relatively manageable. Data centers and cloud service providers are establishing operations, providing local businesses with the digital infrastructure they need to compete globally. Educational initiatives are crucial to Trinidad's tech strategy. Schools are incorporating coding and digital literacy into curricula at younger ages. Partnerships with international tech companies provide training and certification opportunities for adults looking to transition into tech careers. The government has implemented programs to bring Trinidadian tech professionals living abroad back home, offering incentives and opportunities to apply their international experience to building the domestic tech sector. However, Trinidad also faces significant challenges. The economy's continued dependence on energy revenues means that fluctuations in global oil and gas prices can impact funding for diversification initiatives. Brain drain is perhaps even more acute than in Jamaica, with highly educated Trinidadians often seeking opportunities in North America or Europe. The startup ecosystem, while growing, is still relatively small compared to more established tech hubs. Access to venture capital remains limited, forcing many promising startups to seek funding abroad or bootstrap their growth. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. Let's put these two tech contenders side by side and examine the hard data, the policies, and the future trajectories that will determine who ultimately wins this Caribbean tech showdown. When we look at venture capital and investment, the picture is complex. Both nations have seen increasing international investor interest in their tech sectors, but the overall volumes remain modest compared to established tech hubs. Jamaica has attracted attention from diaspora investors and some regional venture funds, particularly for fintech and tourism tech startups. Trinidad has leveraged its energy wealth to create government-backed investment funds that supplement limited private venture capital. Neither island has yet attracted the kind of major Silicon Valley or international venture capital that could supercharge their ecosystems, but both are building track records that could change this trajectory. The number of tech startups tells an interesting story. Jamaica appears to have a more visible and active startup community, particularly in Kingston, with regular pitch competitions, accelerator programs, and a growing culture of entrepreneurship. Trinidad's startup scene is emerging, but is smaller in absolute numbers, though it shows strength in specific niches like energy tech and industrial applications. Both islands are producing entrepreneurs who are thinking globally from day one, recognizing that local markets alone won't sustain high-growth tech companies. Digital literacy rates are crucial indicators of long-term tech potential. Both nations have made significant strides in improving computer literacy and internet access, though significant portions of both populations, particularly in rural areas and older demographics, still lack comprehensive digital skills. Jamaica has implemented aggressive digital literacy programs targeting underserved communities. Trinidad has leveraged its relatively higher per capita income to increase technology access in schools and public institutions. When we examine the export of tech services, Jamaica appears to have an edge, particularly in business process outsourcing and IT-enabled services. International companies have established substantial operations on the island, generating significant export revenues and employing thousands. Trinidad's tech exports are growing but remain more nascent, with the energy sector still dominating the export economy. However, Trinidad's specialized expertise in areas like industrial automation and energy tech could command higher value per transaction, even if volumes are lower. The policy and regulatory environment reveals distinct approaches. Jamaica has been particularly aggressive in creating special economic zones with tax holidays and streamlined regulations for tech companies. The ease of starting a business in Jamaica has improved significantly, though bureaucracy remains a challenge in some areas. Trinidad offers competitive corporate tax rates and has implemented policies to attract foreign investment, but the regulatory environment can be more complex, partly due to the legacy of regulations designed for the energy sector rather than nimble tech startups. Infrastructure comparison show relatively similar challenges and progress. Both islands have made significant investments in broadband and mobile connectivity, though rural areas lag urban centers in both nations. Jamaica's geographic compactness gives it some advantage in achieving nationwide coverage. Trinidad's energy infrastructure is more robust, providing reliable electricity that's crucial for data centers and tech operations. The human capital equation is perhaps the most complex dimension. Jamaica's larger population provides a bigger talent pool in absolute numbers. Trinidad's higher per capita income and established professional class provide a foundation of business sophistication. Both islands benefit from English as the primary language, a significant advantage when serving international markets. Both face the persistent challenge of retaining top talent in the face of lucrative opportunities abroad. So after this deep dive into the digital battlegrounds of Jamaica and Trinidad, who's winning this Caribbean tech showdown? Here's the truth. Both islands are winning, just in different ways. Jamaica has built momentum through its strong BPO sector, active startup community, and effective leveraging of its diaspora and cultural brand. The island has created a visible tech ecosystem with growing international recognition. Its strategy of combining traditional strengths like tourism with technology innovation is creating sustainable economic opportunities. The volume of tech activity, the number of companies, and the growing workforce in digital sectors give Jamaica a current edge in many metrics. Trinidad is playing a longer, more specialized game. By leveraging energy wealth to fund diversification into high-value tech sectors like AI, robotics, and cybersecurity, the island is positioning itself for future relevance in emerging technologies. Its strategic geographic position and approach to becoming a regional tech leader could pay significant dividends as Latin American and Caribbean markets continue to digitalize. Trinidad's focus on quality over quantity, on specialized capabilities over broad service provision, represents a different but potentially equally viable path. The reality is that these two nations aren't really competing against each other. They're competing against the global tech ecosystem, against established hubs in North America, Europe, and Asia. And in that context, both Jamaica and Trinidad are demonstrating that small island nations can carve out meaningful niches in the digital economy. What makes this showdown so compelling isn't determining a winner. It's recognizing that we're witnessing two different models for how developing nations can approach tech-driven economic transformation. Jamaica's model emphasizes rapid scaling, leveraging existing cultural and human capital to build volume quickly. Trinidad's model emphasizes strategic focus, using financial resources from traditional industries to build specialized capabilities in emerging technologies. For investors, both islands offer intriguing opportunities, but with different risk-reward profiles. Jamaica offers more immediate opportunities in established sectors like BPO and consumer-facing digital services. Trinidad offers longer-term bets on specialized industrial and enterprise technologies. Both carry the risks associated with emerging markets, policy uncertainty, infrastructure limitations, and small domestic markets. For the Caribbean region as a whole, the success of both Jamaica and Trinidad in building tech sectors is profoundly important. These nations are demonstrating that the Caribbean's future doesn't have to be solely dependent on tourism, natural resources, or serving as offshore financial centers. Technology offers a path to diversified, resilient, knowledge-based economies that can provide high-quality employment for educated youth who might otherwise emigrate. The global implications extend beyond the Caribbean. As the world becomes increasingly digital, as remote work enables geographic flexibility, and as companies seek to diversify their operational footprints, islands like Jamaica and Trinidad become increasingly attractive. They offer political stability, English language capability, time zones convenient for serving North American markets, and increasingly sophisticated digital infrastructure. The success stories being written in Kingston and Port of Spain today could become templates for island and small nations worldwide. So who wins the Jamaica versus Trinidad tech showdown? Maybe the better question is, who benefits? And the answer is potentially everyone. A thriving tech sector in Jamaica creates opportunities for Jamaicans, generates investment returns for backers, provides services to international clients, and demonstrates what's possible for similarly positioned nations. The same is true for Trinidad. Their success doesn't diminish each other, it elevates the entire region. As we look toward 2030 and beyond, both islands have the potential to exceed expectations. Jamaica could become a major regional BPO and digital services hub, a place where startups serving Caribbean and diaspora markets naturally choose to locate. Trinidad could emerge as the go-to destination for specialized industrial tech, energy innovation, and Caribbean cybersecurity leadership. Or both could surprise us entirely, pivoting into sectors and opportunities we're not yet imagining. The race isn't over, it's really just beginning. And that's what makes this showdown so fascinating. We're not observing a finished product. We're watching a transformation in progress with the outcome still unwritten. Now it's your turn. Having heard the evidence, the innovations, the strategies, and the potential of both nations, which island do you think is positioned to become the Caribbean's tech leader? Is it Jamaica with its momentum and entrepreneurial energy? Is it Trinidad with its strategic focus and resource-backed transformation? Or do you think they'll both succeed in their own distinct ways? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive valuable, if you're intrigued by the stories of emerging economies and technological transformation happening in unexpected places, subscribe and hit the notification bell icon.